Hey yo, I'm like looking at myself in the mirror, so if I'm not looking at you, that is why. So yeah, but I'm gonna do a little making protein waffles and a little catch me up because it's been a fat minute since I've talked to y'all. So I have this pack of waffles. You might ask why it's sealed, because I haven't made them. They in fact do expire in May, so it's been like holding on, but I moved in August and I haven't made them in time because I just don't like getting up. So we got the protein waffles. Well, they're pancakes, but I have a waffle maker, so I'm just gonna make them as waffles. They're the exact same thing. Well, it does say teaspoon of oil, but we don't have that. So it's just gonna work as pancakes. So for the recipe, it's 1 cup of mix for 3/4 cup of water. So that is what we're going to do. Y'all are also going to have to like let me start making them before I can fully catch up because I'm not going to be able to talk and do both. That's just not happening. I also like don't really know how it makes, so I only want to make like 1 serving. And it says, it doesn't say. Serving size is 1/2 cup, so I'm doing 2 servings. So this might be like a massive amount, but you know, it's okay. What's not okay is that I pour it over, and it's gonna make me mad because everyone knows very exact about my measurements. Okay, perfect. So here's that. I actually don't know if you guys even saw me in the frame doing any of that, so it's definitely a little everywhere in this video. But you know what? I live in a dorm, so what can you expect from me? Okay, 1 cup of mix. Apparently this is gonna make 8 flapjacks. Not sure how many waffles that makes. Don't know. And then we need 3/4 cups of water. So I low-key, I don't really want to use this much water, but it's gonna be heated though, so like it's low-key fine, right? See that? I think it's fine. I use my sink water, like at home. I don't know. I pour it in. This is what I have right now. It's not gonna focus, so you're not gonna see it. And that's just how it is. I'm just doing whatever. So here's my mix. Now we're gonna mix it around, and we're gonna thicken it. That is my goal. The goal is for a thick mixture. Okay, it's thickening on fire. It's not looking half bad. Still don't think you guys can see that. You can see it a little bit. You'll see that. I just got that on my shirt. I don't know if you can even see that, but it is in fact on my shirt. This is like really thick. Are pancakes supposed to be thick? It's also like protein pancakes, so I feel like that's also why it's thick, because it has protein powder already like mixed in. I'm not seeing any more powder, so this is the consistency we have. It's like thick, but it's still moving around. So that's what we're gonna go with. While that's heating up, my little waffle maker, we're gonna catch up because it's been a fat minute, and yeah. So much has happened in the sorority, like specifically, which has been so absolutely exciting. Like, since we're in the spring semester now, we just got a whole new pledge class of girls, and I literally couldn't tell you the last time I talked to you guys, so you have no idea where we were even at. I think I was gonna film for Rush Week, and I didn't, but also it's like so difficult because I like also like don't really want to post for Rush Week and then like have the new girls like know what's coming, you know, and that would definitely go against like our guidelines. So like I just like didn't really film during that, so that was that. So I don't even really remember the last time I did, except like maybe me crafting. So yeah, that was probably the last time, and that's way before we even got a new pledge class. So we got a new pledge class, and I took a little, which has been so exciting, and at the beginning, I like wasn't, I felt like when we had our initial meeting, I was like, I don't think my heart is in the right place, like I just like whatever, and they were like, just like pray about it, and I like they would always say that, and I was like, okay, like whatever, like I'm just gonna like know like when the time is right. And I went to that initial meeting and I was like, I don't know, like I really don't think I'm gonna take, like I don't think my heart is like really, I don't think I have the right heart posture right now, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to. So I was like, I'm not going to, and then we had all the new members come in, and I absolutely loved every single one of them. I was like, I am just so like I was like, I absolutely, like my heart posture changed in a way where it was like, at the beginning, like I was like, I feel like I'm gonna want one person and be upset if I didn't get anyone else. And I was like, and I know that that's especially not what our sorority is about specifically, because it is about discipleship, and it's not up to me about who I want. It's in the hands of God and in the hands of our chaplain and our president of who they would think that our disciple relationship would be best with in nationals and all of that. So yeah, at the beginning, like I was like, I just don't think my heart's in the right place. And then once everyone came in, like I was like, I would be happy to have anyone as my little, which really like when I had that shift, like I was like, okay, like I definitely feel like my heart is, like after praying about it, like my heart is in the right place. Like I genuinely think that I could do this. So I went on with the Big Little process, and we had like all of our new members, and we go on like our SIG date. So I had 2 weeks of SIG dating, which was really nice, but last semester we had 3 weeks, so it definitely was like quick, especially because I had dates from like the first week to the second week, which usually like we usually have time for like second dates, but like I didn't get the chance to have a second date, so I was kind of like, oh my gosh, and I was kind of nervous, but it all like worked out in the end. So we had 20 members that I believe that we were going on SIG dates with. So like that first night, like I like reached out, like I was like, okay, like whatever, tried to get everyone's schedule. They literally had like a Google document of like all the dates that I had to go on, which was so amazing. Like I was especially excited because like last semester, since I was a little, like I met a lot of the bigs, and like not as much, like I feel like right in the beginning when you're initiated and like all of that, like you meet a lot of like who you're in direct contact with. You either meet like the littles that like are in your like accountability group, or you meet the bigs, and it's like hard to meet like everyone. So taking a little, I felt like I met a lot more of the littles than I would have if I didn't take, so that was like really exciting. So I got to meet a lot of the littles, and then yeah, I just went through like that process and like whatever, and like even up to like the last moment, like because for us as the bigs, like we literally just like list what happened on the date. There's no like preference, because that is honestly up to our chaplain and like all the discipleship and stuff like that. Like our littles are able to say who they think would be best, but we like say how that connection worked, and whether if it was a discipleship type of relationship or like what relationship we felt like that was. So that is like from our end of it at least. And so yeah, I went through the whole process. I had 2 weeks of SIG dating, and it was honestly really hectic. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had like some days with like 4 dates on one day, and it was like back to back to back to back. So that was honestly like really overwhelming, and I also was working like that entire week. Like I did not take off. So working like around my work schedule, like everyone kind of like was like, oh my gosh, you're like a really busy person, which like that's how I've just kind of always been, and like that's how I've been since junior year, like getting a job and just like taking APs and like playing sports. Like I just very much figured out my time management, which I'm so eternally grateful for. So that's been really nice. But yeah, so we went through that whole process, and then we found out our littles, like after those, we have the 2 weeks of dating, and then they have the week of going through all the pairings and who they think would work well together. And then after that week, then we find out our littles, and then we give them gifts that entire week. That Sunday is Big Little reveal, and that's when they find out who we are. So I ended up getting Haley, who I absolutely love. I felt like from the beginning, like I very much like liked her sense of humor, because I feel like we relate with it a lot. So I was like, okay, like I really like this girl. And it was really funny, like when we had our bid day, like we hold out like the little like signs, and it's like they like run home, but they have someone who they're running home to. So I had her sign because I was like, oh my gosh, I like love her, like she's so sweet. And she was one of the girls that I got to know like at the beginning, so I had her sign, like she ran home to me. And then yeah, so we went through that, and that whole week then I got her gifts, which was so exciting, and I like absolutely loved it, and got to decorate her room and all of that. And then that Sunday we had big little reveal, so I did Hannah Montana, and it was You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home. And then so she ran out to me, and then all the families like got together, and then we had Universal Nights, which was so exciting, especially as a UCF student. I just had grad bash last year, so like having that repeat was definitely like so nice, and I was so lucky that I even got to go because I stood in line only one day. And basically what it is you stand in line, and you get to go into Edition Financial, the arena, and you stand in line, and then you can get a ticket in there. So they give out like, it's either 5,000 or 10,000 tickets. I think it's 5 because I don't think 10,000 people would fit in the park. And it's only for one night at Universal. So you can go from like 4 to, it goes up to 2 a.m. So, it was on a Sunday, which was like kind of inconvenient because it was like Sunday to Monday. Like I was like, I have classes 5 days a week. Like I am going to leave here and then I have class the next morning, but I was like, whatever. Yeah, so we went to Universal Nights after that, which was so exciting because she got a ticket. So we got to go, we had to have the big little reveal, and then we got to go to Universal Nights after that, whatever, spent that whole time together. And then it was like just me and her because we ended up leaving big little reveal together, obviously. So I got to even like go further into that and then do that. And then it was just so much fun, and I just like absolutely love her, and I'm so grateful that she's my little. And like the more and more time we hang out together, we realize that like going through similar stuff, like we're just very similar in our sense of humor, and like just like little things like that. Like there's so many similarities that it's like it was clearly like a decision from God because of how similar we were. Like it's honestly crazy, and that's even what I saw with my big. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, we're literally like so similar. Like me and my big are like different, like in just like our majors and stuff, which me and my little literally have like both engineering majors, which is like crazy. But me and my big are different, but like we're also so similar, and I feel like it's like the same thing. It's like we're so similar that it's like honestly actually insane. And then at Universal Nights we got to schedule Bible study, so we've been doing weekly Bible studies, which has been so much fun, and I'm so grateful. And it's really been like the discipleship relationship that I've like really been wanting, and I've been able to just like open up the word, and it's like really nice because we've been going through a commentary, so it's like I don't have to know every single answer to like be able to like dive into the word. Like it is a discipleship, but it's also like I don't have to be perfect and know the answer, and it's like that pressure is like taken off, which has been really nice. And so yeah, we've just been diving into the word, and then she's been running with me because I have been really interested in joining the Air Force ROTC. They came into my class and they were saying how they you would go for like 4 years in the Air Force, and you do ROTC, so I can join next year because I already missed the deadline for spring semester. So next year, so I'm going to train up until next year. Been doing my mile times, getting under the time, which has been so great. Just need to like add in like those like core workouts and stuff, and you have to get under the time necessary. So I've been doing that, and I've been under the time limit, which has been so great. And then my little has been running with me after our Bible studies, which has been so exciting. So I've been doing that, and then I also have my 2 mission trips that are coming up because today is March 9th, and my crew mission trip is over spring break, so that starts the 15th, and then right after I go to the young adults retreat. So I do want to kind of vlog both of those. Hopefully I will be able to, and kind of give you guys an insight on that because I've never been to crew. I've always really wanted to go, but I've never been with them. So I'm really excited to see the atmosphere and hopefully be pushed to go on Thursday nights. But the issue is that I also have my own Bible study that I go through my church on Thursday nights. So gonna figure that out and gonna kind of navigate all of that. But yeah, I have that mission trip coming up, going to Miami, so I'm super excited. And then I got accepted to study abroad in Barcelona. So God has been absolutely working in my life, and it has been so, what was that word? Like he's been, so gracious, yes. Like he's been giving me so much lately, which has been like so nice. Like just being able to get both the retreat and the mission trip and like the dates both aligning has been absolutely insane that I've been able to go on both, because initially that Peru mission trip would have, like the one that I wanted to go to, that was in Bosnia, would have overlapped and I wouldn't have been able to go to the retreat. So I'm really excited that I got to be able to go to both. And then I had retreat this weekend, which I'll get to. And yeah, so like being able to go on all these retreats, like all these like Christ-centered like events, like has been so amazing. And I'm really excited for where study abroad, and there's a girl in our sorority who's also going, so I'm so excited for that. And yeah, God has been like working so much in my life, and I'm so tremendously grateful. Like I can see just like how much like he's been providing and just like taking away those distractions. Like I've deleted like all social media, really trying to like focus on God. Like even like I enjoy reading books, and that reading books has been like an escape for me from social media. But the books I was reading was not glorifying to God. And really I've like shifted to like Christian romance books, because I do enjoy romance novels and things like that. So I've really shifted that to a Christian perspective, which has been really nice. And honestly, like it's like nice to be able to, something that I already like, be able to do it to glorify God, and have every single aspect of my life being to glorify God, and being as a Christian, and just showing like as a Christian woman, like every single part of my life is Christian. Like Christian is first, like everything else about me is second. So that's been like really nice, and being able to like really push that forward has been so amazing. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, so we did have retreat this weekend, which was so amazing. Our topic was forgiveness, and going into it I kind of was like, okay, this doesn't apply to me. Like last retreat, like I literally bawled my eyes out like the entire time, because we just like got super into our testimony, and a lot of other people's testimony, like hearing that, like I was sad because like I connected with parts of that, and I like knew the hurt they were going through, or just like honestly like not like jealousy, but like there was like some things where like they would talk about like their dad going through rehab and like making it out, and like struggling with drug addictions and being able to make it out, which like really hurt, because like my dad didn't make it out. So it was like, oh my gosh, like that really hurt me especially, and like a wound that like I thought that was like kind of closed, like did open up like last year. So it was like a lot of that. And so going into this retreat, I was like, okay, like I don't really like have anyone on my heart that's like really to forgive. Like I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was like, I feel like I've really been struggling with like prayer with God, but like that doesn't really relate to forgiveness. And I feel like throughout the weekend, my heart like opened up so much. Like I feel like my heart was a little bit hardened going into it, and it like definitely opened up. Like first of all, I felt like I needed to kind of forgive myself, honestly, because I feel like I am very hard on myself, especially in those aspects, especially as a Christian. I want to be able to have every single aspect of my life glorifying God. I want to be able to show that I am a Christian. Like if someone looks at me, being able to know like that girl is trying to glorify God in everything she does, trying to make disciples, like everything. And I was like, and I don't know if someone looks at me, like if that would be what they thought, and if I have that glow of God that like, oh my gosh, like she knows that she is so loved by God because of like just the way she looks. And like I really just want to make sure that like everything was for him. So yeah, so it was like a little bit forgiving of myself, and just like it is a work in process. And they were talking like the ups and downs, like you will be like on fire for Christ, and then there will be times where it's like really, really hard, but like you just have to keep going. You have to keep praying. Like it is a relationship, and like what you put in is what you will get out. Like if you're actively trying to pursue God, then like it will get better. You just have to give it time. And I feel like that is so hard, but like God does let the devil test us, and it's spiritual warfare, and you will get through it, and it will be okay. But like that is like giving it all over to God. Like, God, I cannot do this alone. I'm giving it over to you. this is a relationship and I'm going to keep working. So like that's been like a huge thing of mine. So yeah. And then I kind of like was a little bit like later into the weekend, like because that first session I ended up missing, which was like not great, but just some stuff was going on. So I ended up going to that second session, and then third session was really what was good. That was like us leaving this morning. The second session was what I really liked, the second session. And I really loved it, and I ended up talking with the lady after because I opened up about just me and my mom. Like I was like, I feel like I have a really hard time with saying like honoring father and mother. Like one, like I value my mom so high because my dad wasn't around when growing up, so like my mom's opinion is so much greater in my eyes, but it's really hard to do that, and like I have a really hard time doing that because she's not a Christian. Like she isn't a consistent churchgoer, so I feel like I have a really hard time giving all that honor and respect to someone who isn't within my faith, and that is me being completely vulnerable. I'm not proud of that in any way, but like she really opened up, and like she was like, the verse does not say, the commandment does not say honor your mother and father as your spiritual leaders or as Christians, or like if they are Christians, like it says honor your mother and father regardless. Like that is our jobs, and like there's a lot of things in the Bible that are very hard to do, and like that is one of them. And it was kind of like yeah, and like even she was like, and even if you aren't taking that approach, then it's also like, then what do you do to non-believers? You showcase love, only love, and like nothing but love. We don't show judgment because that is not our place, that is only God's place, and it's literally just like showing love. And I was kind of like, yeah, like you're so right. And she was like, and it is like a work in progress, like just like relationships like have to be like worked on and like consistently like going. And I was like, I feel like my mom are so alike that we like butt heads a lot. And she was like, yeah, like she was like, I struggle with the same thing like with my daughter, and there's times where we just have to like stop talking, and like she was like, and there will be times where she apologizes and then it gets better. And I was like, yeah, I feel like I always have to apologize. And she was like, and it's definitely like a place of pride where it's like I get tired of like having to apologize for sometimes when I don't think that anything is wrong. And she was like, but that like as soon as I said it, I knew like that is a place of pride, like is a place of pride in my own faith, like thinking like, oh, I'm like a Christian, so like no, like that is all pride, and like that is not from God. Like pride is not of the Bible. Like pride is one of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the 7 deadly sins. I might be cutting this out if it's not, but also still learning, still in my word, you know, learning as a Christian. But yeah, like it really just like, okay, like I really have to work on that, like, and like that's not going to be easy, but like that is something that I have to work on. And like just giving love to everyone, like as our job as Christians is to love others. And am I doing that? Like huge question. Am I doing that? Am I loving everyone? Am I loving even like the strangers and someone I don't know? Am I loving everyone? So that was a huge major thing, and I like sat there and bawled my eyes out, and I was just surrounded by other girls, which was so nice. Like my babe came up to me and she was hugging me, like she could clearly see that like something was wrong, but I was bawling my eyes out, something obviously was wrong. And I just was sitting there, and it was being surrounded by so many women who also love Christ, and seeing that vulnerability of like, oh my gosh, everyone is also going through their own battles, and also like love. Like everyone is going through their own battles, so we are called to love. We are called to love them because you have no idea what they're going through. Like Jesus went through so much, and he still loved. Jesus saw other people going through so much and loved them because they needed that love. They needed that unconditional love from God, and we are called to be like Christ as Christians. So that was like just so amazing, and kind of like, oh my gosh, Kylie, okay, like let's get it together. So yeah, I've really been working on that, and I came home and I cleaned my whole dorm because we got back like so early and I just had so much time, so I'm cleaning my dorm and just trying to get on the right path. I'm gonna get some stuff for protein pudding and hopefully some yogurt and like fruit. I've just like realized that this has been like sitting here, it literally looks like dough at this point. But I'm gonna get some stuff at the store and I need to get a new sponge because I did use the last sponge and at first I was like, okay, but I used it to clean the bathroom, so like, and I was like, no, Kylie, you just wouldn't do that. If Jesus used something of the last one, he would get a new one. So we're gonna get a new one. It's like $2 and I need to go to the store anyways. So I'm gonna do that and then I clean the room and really just trying to be loving and just exude love. That is really my big thing and I just want to exude love to everyone and I feel like I have a lot of love to give, but it's also setting aside my own pride to be able to do that for others. So that is that. I'm going to make my waffles now and you're gonna go see a montage of that and then I'm gonna go to the store and I'll probably do another montage of me meal prepping for that and what I find. So I realized that I didn't show any of my waffles. The serving, I used 1 cup and it made 4 waffles. And I don't know if it's like user error, which it probably is, but I realized I have to use a lot less mix than I thought, like per waffle, because if not, then it kind of like goes over a little bit, like this one like went over. And I've also like, I've used this mix a couple times and I found like that the inside is like not, it's like, I don't know if it's not all the way cooked, but it's just like a little soft on the inside. So I feel like it's user error and it's like I need to put less in so that it's cooking like all the way through. But yeah, so that's a heads up if you guys ever do that. But yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm watching my YouTube, and then I gotta run to the store and I want to get some stuff to just like have like a little like protein snack in the morning. I think I'm gonna try to get stuff for protein pudding and then I'm gonna get yogurt because that's a good source of protein. I want to get something to put in the yogurt because I typically like yogurt's like fine, but I usually like eating something with it, which I like doing like the Oreo crumbles, but they don't sell that at Publix, so I could do like M&Ms, maybe like the minis, I don't know, so I'll have to like look and see about that. But yeah, that is that. The mini waffle maker though is great and the mix is good, and then I just put syrup on it. I either do this one, which is just like the basic, or they also have the chocolate chip one, and if I do that one then I don't do syrup. But yeah, it's good. It's a good source of protein. I think it has like 20 grams of protein, which like my goal is like to do 90 a day, which I definitely don't hit. Like that is my goal for the day, so I will keep y'all updated and keep y'all updated about what I get. So hey vlog, the camera might die, so I'm just gonna keep trying to look at it and figure it out. But we're making protein pudding and let me tell you the ingredients first. So first we got the 0 sugar family size of the chocolate pudding, key essential ingredient. 0 sugar is healthier. It's 30 calories as packaged, and then with fat-free milk it's 70. I don't believe the one that I'm using is fat-free milk, but it's 70, and then 6 servings per container. So yeah, and then it has the protein shake is what the core power is what puts the protein in it. So this has 26 grams and there's gonna be like 1.5 in each of those, I think. Yeah, because it needs 3 cups of milk. Yeah, but so it's actually super simple to make, and I think the preferred one is the vanilla bean of the core power, but I didn't realize that I didn't grab core power until I was walking out. So then I went to Wawa and they only have this one and then strawberry. I'm not a strawberry fan and just didn't think that'd be good with the chocolate, so I was like, might as well go with the chocolate milk. So yeah, so you need 1 bag of mix, goes for 3 cups of milk. So, yeah. And then I just put it in one of these containers. Like it's literally just like a take-home box or like a meal box. If you're taking like lunch to work or something. So, you're just pouring that. And then 3 cups of milk. So I'm gonna measure this out just because one of these is 14 ounces. So it's like not gonna be exact unless I measure it out. So, I'm a measuring cup. I'm like measuring cups for waffles, but I cleaned it, so it's okay. It doesn't look like I cleaned it, but I promise I did. I'm really intrigued to see how it works with the chocolate milk because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do it with the vanilla. So I think it might either just be really chocolatey or not taste great because chocolate milk is not typically used for like baking and stuff. So, okay. So here's the 2 cups of milk. So you literally just pour it straight on top. And then I need 1 more cup of milk, which it's definitely gonna go over. So we're gonna have to take some out. But we need to mix it all first because the proportions are gonna be off now. So, yeah, so I have a little bit left in here. I should have a little bit left remaining overall. Okay, so we got to about here. And then let me grab a fork to whisk it. Hey vlog, so this is what it looks like right about now. I'm gonna put my camera back up and switch the angle around. But I did the 3 cups to 1 bag and it just like was not thickening. So I added like a little bit more, like I literally just sprinkled the mix on top and you can see that like it's a lot more like thick. So I'm gonna throw this in the, all you have to do is throw it in the fridge and like tomorrow it'll be ready. So I'm gonna do that, and then for this next one I'm gonna pour in the powder first and then like slowly start adding milk because I think it might just be because the milk's like not fat free and like it's a little bit thicker milk. I feel like that would make it thick more, but it was really liquidy. So I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear and add it in little by little, and then I'll show you guys what I got. I got these mini M&Ms because I'm gonna throw them on top because I like eating the protein pudding, but I also feel like I get tired of it. So these I'm gonna like try to throw on top, and I also got yogurt for another thing to eat in the mornings. I got this one because it's vanilla bean. I really like the one they have from Chick-fil-A, which is the Wallabies one, but they don't have it at Publix. They only have it at like Trader Joe's. So this is the one I got. Hopefully it's good. And then I'm gonna throw these on top. So I usually like eating it with Oreos, but they don't have like Oreo crumbs in. At least the last time I checked. So yeah. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm trying to add more protein into my diet. This has 10 grams of protein, and a serving size is 2/3 of a cup, and there's 4 servings per container. So we'd have 8/3 of a cup, so a little over 2 cups and something. 24 ounces, we'll just stick with that. So that should be 3 cups exactly. Oh wow. So it's not exact servings, but 3 cups. So yeah, there's 40 grams of protein in this. So yeah, I'm gonna add protein in my diet. I'm gonna freeze this. Hopefully it thickens up good and nice, and then throw some M&Ms on for flavor. So yeah, that's my vlog. That is my Sunday reset and catching you guys up. I really don't think you saw any of the reset except me like literally going shopping. But yeah, I cleaned up a lot and stuff. So it's been really good.